All right, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first one, we're going to talk about the Tesla earnings call and what I've pieced together from it from a couple different highlights. But the biggest thing from that is that Tesla, Elon, the executive team have responded to these Tesla price drops, their Tesla price drop strategy, why they decide to do certain things at certain times, sort of. But we'll definitely talk about that, plus a bunch of different topics in the past few days or past day. So we'll get into it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel. And shout out to my latest Patreon members. We've got Leah, thank you, and also Peter, Jason, Frank, thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting. If you want to check it out and get access to the best Tesla buying guide out there, check it out down below. Link down below in the description of the Patreon link. But let us take a look at this. So first, I'm going to queue up the exact part of the Tesla earnings call where Elon and the team get asked this specific question: what is your Tesla pricing strategy, or what on the auto side, why do you do certain things? So let's listen to it.
The first one is, what is the process to make auto pricing adjustments? What variables do you consider? How frequently do you review pricing?
So a little bit of a mic issue right after this. It seems like no one knew who was going to answer the question.
Do you want to take that, Elon, or do you want me to take it?
My apologies, sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, I think this is not something that we can really talk about. It's just we do our best to evaluate the production output, macroeconomic conditions, and we make a decision. But it's, unless there's something you'd like to add, Zach.
So I think that's right. I mean, as a team, we review where we stand globally on a weekly basis, and certainly can't get into the details of the reasons why certain decisions are made. But it is something that's very actively managed by a subset of the leadership team.
Thank you.
So pretty simple, right? We've been talking about this a bunch on the channel. There's really the easiest way to track Tesla pricing, and they've only got a couple tricks in their back pocket from what we can guess and speculate, and that's really just price drops, incentives like Tesla supercharging, other free option credit or things like that, demo discounts, showroom discounts, test room discounts. But you said it, you heard it from them themselves, Elon and Zach. And basically it's as they monitor production output, as vehicles keep getting produced and as inventory starts to skyrocket and increase. Taking a look at Matt Young's chart, the Tesla inventory chart, where we're on this nice upward trend of Tesla Model Y inventory on the up and up. And the same thing with Model 3. Look at that, also that nice healthy spike yesterday, and that's when they did those price drops. And so when Tesla inventory goes up, Tesla will then do price cuts. Of course, they didn't want to talk about any sort of specifics on it, but it's pretty much it. They said it themselves. They monitor production output. So as inventory goes up, prices will go down until really there is some sort of bottom at the end. But the really interesting thing that they mentioned on that answer was that they did say that they monitor it weekly. So I guess they take a look at inventory, take a look at how many vehicles are in their inventory, Model 3, Model Y, S, and X, just like how we do on this channel, how you can come in here and we talk about any of the Tesla inventory, and also how we take a look at Matt Young's chart as well. So pretty simple, right? And so that's why I gotta say, we've been talking about price discounts for a while now. We kind of got lucky that it happened so soon. I didn't expect it to happen this quickly, but here's also a chart where you can see all the different price decreases across the board for Model Y. And right now we're at the lowest price ever for the Model Y performance, but Model Y long range is not actually at the lowest price. It's ever been. Actually, it's actually been a little bit lower than what it's at right now, even $1,000 lower than what it's been. So still really good, especially if you factor in the $7,500 federal tax credit that you get when you take delivery, that you get next year when you file for your taxes next year, and especially the lower, cheaper version, the Model Y all-wheel drive standard range at $46,990. That is a phenomenal price when you factor in that $7,500 federal tax credit as well, because it brings it down to a low price of $39,500. Jumping to the Model 3 side, kind of the same idea. Really, there's still no Model Y long range, but there is the performance. The price has not changed, but the Model Y standard range, we've been saying for a while that this price would go down to under $40,000 because of its loss of the Model 3 standard range losing the $7,500 federal tax credit, and now it is $3,750. So we've been saying for a while it would go to a nice round $39,990, right under that $40,000 mark. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Of course, the earnings call, there's a little bit of a roundup, but you can see here's a tweet from Tesla. They try to highlight a bunch of stuff. Some other stuff that stuck out to me, and let me know if other things from the earnings call stuck out to you. But Cybertruck is still on production or still on delivery for later this year, and they've even said that there would be a Cybertruck event, a Cybertruck delivery event in Q3. So shout out to Sawyer Merritt for posting this. But there is a bunch of people out there that have posted their recaps. Here's one from Farzad. You can take a look here. Basically the same thing. You can see they talked about the pricing auto adjustments and quote, don't really want to talk about it. We take our best production output to a macro environment, and they look at inventory globally across the world, which pretty crazy, right? And there was another question that stuck out to me in terms of like gross margin. They did throw out the number of 20% gross margin per each vehicle. I mean, they said it was not like a target, or that's a target, not a promise. And so that gives us a speculation on how much they are actually profiting for each and every single vehicle that is sold. So here is another one down here. Pricing strategy. Tesla feels it's worth maximizing volume and fleet, able to monetize this over the life cycle of the vehicle. Can you be more specific? They did say that Elon does think, or Tesla team does think, that there is going to be a lot of vehicles that have full self-driving, which will then add to buffer their profits and buffer their features from that. But definitely a ton of articles out there. Here's another one from Tesla North, Q1 2023 earnings call recap, what you need to know. And Model Y, as expected, is one of the best-selling vehicles in the US and Europe. And so it makes sense, especially now with this most recent price drop. There is definitely going to be a lot more people out there that are be willing to purchase a ton of Tesla Model Ys. And so here's the tweet I was talking about from Sorry Merritt again. Tesla is in a uniquely strong strategic position. We're the only ones making cars that technically we could sell for zero profit for now, but yield tremendous economics in the future through autonomy. So we're talking about full self-driving, robo-taxi, and things like that. And so they could sell it at a loss now, or sell it at break even per each vehicle just to grab any sort of market share, and then sell features to profit later on. They're talking about subscriptions, but a lot of companies out there can sell subscriptions, but they can't sell full self-driving per subscription. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. A lot to digest from the earnings call. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Let me know what you're thinking. Of course, full self-driving has always been a thing that is always supposed to be coming over and over every single year. So not huge information to me as well, because it's always been overpromised, or at least promised every single year that, or pretty much every single earnings call that they talk about. But big news, Cybertruck, hopefully later this year. Hopefully they can deliver Cybertrucks in a lot of volume, especially with the delivery event, and fingers crossed, right, that we can be able to get our own Tesla Cybertruck at the end of the day. But we're going to jump into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel. So definitely check it out if you're interested. All right, water break. Thanks for coming in.